Hi guys, and welcome to another unboxing. Today I have for you a Tribus TRI05. This is the 303 Squadron P8331 limited edition. Very special piece. I'm really excited to get this in. I know that it's going to be a long-term keeper for me, just because of the history attached to it and the special meaning behind the actual making of the watch. I love a good story, as we all do, but this is a really special piece, and I was delighted to be able to snap up one in their recent sale that they had. So this is the TRI05. It's a pilot's watch. I believe it's one of their only non-COSC certified watches, but I'll talk you through a little bit about the presentation, the box, the kit, and first impressions, and a little bit of the brand itself. If you haven't heard of Tribus, this is the logo. It is not an offshoot, but a brand new company as of 2020, which was created by Christopher Ward of Christopher Ward Watches, who left that brand and set up Tribus with two of his sons, I believe, and I assume that that's where the logo comes from. And I love the logo. I think it's beautifully centered. I'm a marketing guy, design guy. I like that. I think it's a really well put together brand. But I hadn't until recently experienced the watches themselves. I've kind of watched from afar for the last year or so, but never pulled the trigger until recently. So that's the box, the outer box, very nice. This particular one, being the TRI05, the 303 Squadron, comes with a special little kind of commemorative card with the Tribus logo, with the 303 Squadron emblem. We have, I believe this is the Polish Armed Forces emblem, and then the LSL, which is the Laguna, Laguna's Spitfire Legacy. Piotr Laguna was a Polish airplane pilot in the Second World War who flew Spitfires with the British Army, and so his plane, the part of the 303 Squadron, the P8331 Spitfire, was shot down over France in June 1941. And the really cool and special thing about this particular watch is that it's not just a tribute to that, but it actually has a little disc from that crashed Spitfire as the caseback. So every piece is unique. They've made 303 to date, and they're all numbered. So it's a super special, beautiful piece. I'll show you a little bit about this. You get the card with a little bit of the commemoration stuff there. It's actually hand signed on behalf of Tribus, on behalf of Laguna Spitfire Legacy. So that's a lovely little touch. We then have a beautiful wooden box here, Tribus box. It lifts out. It's nicely secured and kept safe by all this wrapping. This particular piece has a gorgeous green NATO, which I think will probably get put on pretty much straight away onto this watch. You've got the 303 Squadron emblem there on the leather part. Beautiful NATO canvas strap, very unique look, beautiful color, going to contrast really well with the very clean classic pilot's watch that we have in the box. And in the box, like I say, you get this lovely wooden box, beautiful hinges on the back. When you open it up, you get the watch inside, you get a warranty card. All the Tribus stuff comes in these boxes. Sometimes you'll get the COSC certification in there as well. This is just a nice little warranty card, like so. And then we have the main attraction. So this piece really jumped out to me, not just because of the history, but because I love really clean, classic pilot's watches, and I think this does a great service to that kind of tradition. We have a very clean dial, pure black. We have the numbered indices around the outside, very simple. Little details, however, like the little dots at each of the indices, the little line indices as well. Just a really nice, clean look. Very simplistic hand kit on this. The hand kit is loomed, and the dots are loomed around the exterior of the dial, so you'll see, I'll pop that up on screen. Looks gorgeous. I've heard a lot of people complain about Tribus. I think there is this kind of feeling in the industry that you have to be either Christopher Ward or Tribus in terms of who you kind of root for, and I think that's ridiculous. I think it's silly. I'm a big fan of Christopher Ward watches, have been for years. I think they make superb pieces, fantastic build quality that are getting more and more unique. But I also think Tribus has something very, very individual, and they've done a great job of really setting themselves apart, because they could have gone for the kind of normal diver look when they set up Tribus, but they launched very unique pieces. If you check out tribus-watches.com, and we have no affiliation with them, so I'm just doing this from a collector's perspective, but I want to talk you through a little bit about the actual watch itself, the build quality of these watches, and what I feel are the real talking points. So first of all, that clean dial, absolutely gorgeous. In the bottom center here, you'll notice that the 7 and 5 are cut out, and that's to make way for the 303 emblem, which is debossed into the dial itself. You can maybe see it there. It's like a little concave dip, and then the logo debossed in there. Very subtle, but very, very classy and clean. With the cutouts on the 7 and 5, again, a kind of classic kind of pilot's look for anything that is within the dial, those cutouts. The case design, I really love. I've heard people complain about it. They don't like the brushing on it, or they don't like the mixture of brushed and polished. I always think that adds a little element of design and just dynamic to any case. You can see here, it's very, very high quality brushing. It's 316L stainless steel case, as you would expect. Discuss some of the specs while I'm here. The case itself is a 41mm case, so beautifully wearable. Lug to lug is 50.5, a little bit on the longer side for a 41mm case. Height is 13.22. Again, very, very wearable. In between the lugs then we have a 20mm strap, and this leather tapers down probably to maybe 18 or so, but just very, very nice. The leather itself is very nice quality. I've heard people again complain about Tribus, the leather bands. I see nothing wrong with this particular band. I love the clasp. I think it's very unique, very different. You get that nice full polish look with the Tribus logo on it. Again, nothing bog standard or picked off a standard shelf to do the clasp. Very unique, which I like. The case design, again, I think the lugs are beautifully curved. I used to say this a lot in any reviews I did about Christopher Ward C60s and C65s. The lug design on those was always really well done. The same applies here. Beautiful curvature, really wraps around the wrist very, very well. And the polishing itself, the brushing versus polishing, you'll see here, top and bottom of the case side, we have this lovely bevel which kind of follows the curve around the case, and it is actually polished under the bezel itself and into the kind of right angle of the lug, so you get that beautiful polish, and on the underside as well. I always think that's a cool dynamic. The bezel outside itself is brushed, so you get it kind of brushed around the outside. We have the Tribus logo on the crown there, which again, nice little touch. Inside we have a Solita SW200, so real high beat workhorse, very high quality movement, and you know all the things you would expect of that. 38 hours power reserve, anti-shock, 26 joule, really very nice movement that you cannot go wrong with. Then we have kind of the showstopper in the history of the piece itself, which is that Caseback. So the Caseback itself, as I mentioned, that disc in the center is actually part of the P8331 plane that Piotr Laguna was flying when it crashed in 1941 in France. They've made, you'll see there's a little chip out of it in the corner, so every one of these is completely unique. You also have the Polish flag colours there, the red and white, as a tribute for that. We've got on the inside of the Caseback, we have "For Our Freedom and Yours," and then I assume that's the same saying up top in Polish. Around the outside, we have limited edition 15 ATM, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, number 70 of 303. Like I say, they're all numbered. Swiss made 303, P8331. Absolutely stunning. I love the mixture of brushed and polished on the back of this as well. Very, very nice. Just a beautiful piece. I was really struck by it when I saw it available. It's costly. Not gonna lie, retail, we're talking about $3,500. Thankfully in the sale, they were much lower than that, so I was able to pick it up for a great price. But for such a historic, unique piece, I think it's more than worth it. Very well built, really happy with the look, with the case brushing, with the design, the lugs, the crown stamp. The other thing I want to say, the crystal itself, sapphire crystal, creates beautiful distortion around the outside of the dial as you view it, from different angles. But a really gorgeous crystal on these Tribus. It curves up from the bezel a little bit and then just goes fully flat. So it really creates a lovely, impactful kind of look there. You see that beautiful case finish just glinting in the light with the polished versus brushed surfaces. I'm super happy with this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The history attached to it means something to me. My dad was big into planes. He flew planes, not in the war, but he flew planes and loved planes. We used to go to air shows all the time, and so I wanted to get a little something. I lost my dad last year, and I thought he would have approved of me getting this piece. Wears beautifully well. You would not think that the lugs are 50 mil, 7 and a bit inch wrist that I have here. I think they wear really well. They're nice and thin, which I think helps. The circular kind of downward view of the dial and the bezel and the case sides, I think also help just make it feel a little bit more wearable than the lug to lug would suggest. But of course that 41 mil case is absolutely wearable for pretty much any wrist. So I'm super happy with this piece. You'll see there how the lugs curve around the wrist, which I think is a great design, very well thought through, very wearable, very classic. Not a lot of complaints that I could have about this piece. I probably will, like I say, put on the green NATO because I think that will contrast beautifully with the pure black dial, but we'll see. The leather is very nice. I love this clasp as well. Very happy with the purchase. Just overall beautiful piece. I have others coming I'll probably do reviews of as well. But for now, that is the TRI05 303 Squadron P8 331 Spitfire limited edition. Gorgeous design, history to the watch itself, beautiful kit, very well put together, no complaints whatsoever. So hopefully that was of help, guys. If you've been considering Tribus and you've been wondering what the watches are like, there's not a lot of videos out there at this stage of this brand. So I wanted to put one together with this very special, gorgeous piece. So as always, thank you for watching. Hope you're doing well. Take care. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you like and follow the channel for more like this, and I will see you in the next one.